The market capitalization of the coin is used to summarize all that is taught in this video. I would also like to remind you to give my channel a like and subscribe to it so that you can stay up to date on future XRP news as well as other cryptocurrency news. Take a look at this now, shall we? If the Ripple action is won, will USCC file an appeal? The United States Securities and Exchange Commission, which had been commissioned in the investment business Ripple Labs, Inc., finally received a verdict about their legal conflict on Wednesday. The dispute had been going on for almost 4 years at that point. There are a lot of individuals who are currently wondering whether or not the Securities and Exchange Commission will file an appeal against particular elements of the verdict that was given down in July of 2023. The Chief Technology Officer of Ripple conveyed a wide range of feelings throughout the course of this conversation that took place on Wednesday. David Schwartz, the Chief Technology Officer at Ripple, was the notable figure who responded to a user's inquiry about the chances of a prospective appeal. Schwartz was the one who provided the answer. He said, "If I'm being completely honest with you, I have no idea both the arguments that I can think of for why they would choose to do so, and the arguments that I can think of for why they would not choose to do so are convincing. This is something that I have no idea about at all. I am able to construct persuasive arguments for both the reasons why they would participate in the activity as well as the reasons why they would not participate in the activity. Regarding the classification of XRP, the digital asset that is associated with Ripple as a security, the case that is now being contested between Ripple and the SEC serves as a reminder of this. In a case that was brought against the company in the year 2020, the Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC) accused Ripple of selling XRP without first registering it as a security. This accusation was made in the context of a case that was brought against the company. In July of 2023, Judge Torres ruled that the XRP that was exchanged on exchanges was not a security. This decision applies even if the parties decide to appeal the decision and do so. At this point, the SEC might decide to do so. Ripple was ordered to pay civil fines of $125 million, which is a much smaller amount than the initial assessment of $20 billion that was made against the company. These details were revealed in the report that we had already prepared. According to the judge, Ripple's frequent violations of securities legislation constitute serious offenses and ought to be recorded. The judge acknowledged that these infractions should be reported. The judge, on the other hand, made the observation that the SEC has not been able to demonstrate that Ripple was accountable for the losses that were incurred by its individual investors. As a result of the judgment, a number of individuals who are part of the XRP community have expressed their belief that the likelihood of the SEC filing an appeal is extremely low due to the fact that the legal environment is continuously altering. They hypothesize that if their estimations are accurate, XRP would continue to be legally transparent and would serve as a paradigm for other cryptocurrencies. This conclusion is based on their observations. Within the next 60 days, Ripple and the Securities and Exchange Commission are expected to reach key decisions regarding the outcome of the lawsuit, as stated by Schwartz. On the subject of what XRP's reaction was to the final verdict, the cryptocurrency has provided a positive response to the ruling that was handed down. After falling below this vital support level the previous week, XRP crossed the 5 cents threshold earlier this week. It is important to keep in mind that this was a significant achievement for the cryptocurrency. As of the time that this article was published, the price of XRP has increased by 20% on a daily basis, reaching $67. The entire amount reached $5 billion, which is suggestive of rising investor interest during this period. The trading volume increased by a phenomenal 250, bringing the total to $5 billion. According to attorney Jeremy Hogan, any concerns that may have been raised concerning Ripple's over-the-counter transactions have been removed. In the context of international settlements, telsells are transactions that entail the deployment of XRP as a bridge. As the argument regarding XRP continues, this comes as a surprise. In addition, he noted that it is possible that the institutional sales of XRP will continue, and that this situation would not provide a significant challenge in the future. Within the context of the ongoing action initiated by the Securities and Exchange Commission, Ripple is able to continue to sustain idle sales to academic institutions. Due to the fact that Ripple engaged in institutional sales of XRP that were in violation of securities regulations, the United States District Judge levied a penalty of $125 million against the company on Wednesday. In order to clear up any doubt that may exist surrounding the adult sales that make use of XRP, an attorney by the name of Jeremy Hogan claimed that this should not be a serious concern moving ahead. In addition, the attorney noted that the majority of Ripple's sales are carried out outside of the borders of the United States, and as a result, they are immune from the rule that was issued by the Small Business Administration. it is imperative that the corporation does not forget to exhibit caution in the manner in which it carries out these actions. During his presentation, Hogan brought attention to 5 significant exclusions that would be easier to qualify for if the company were to sell to a greater number of businesses. Another concern that was brought up by the counsel was that the judge did not provide the on-demand liquidity with the language that was desired when it was asked. The Securities and Exchange Commission, also known as the SEC, has the authority to submit a petition for new content and to show evidence for the violation of the court order if it is of the opinion that the blockchain firm has broken the order. Furthermore, this would make it possible for the blockchain company to argue that there is no chance of profit exemptions on the grounds that the utilization of XRP during ODL transactions is extremely. Additionally, Hogan emphasized that Ripple's legal team has had access to the summary decision for more than a year. This was mentioned in addition to the previous point. The judge indicated that it is conceivable to determine whether or not Ripple has gotten too close to the line, and he is of the opinion that the firm has most likely amended its XRP sales policy in order to guarantee that it will only be possible to analyze whether or not Ripple has gotten too close to the line. The study that was supplied by Attorney Hogan was appreciated by XRP attorney Bill Morgan, who expressed his gratitude for it, the need that over-the-counter ODL sales be incorporated into an exemption of registered sales places, restraints on the possibility of very inexpensive worldwide second long idle transactions in circumstances when the sales in question are not securities by their very nature. Due to the fact that the internet makes it possible for information to move over the internet instantly, aiming for the quick transmission of value at rates that were almost entirely free of charge was the goal of this endeavor. When it comes to the things that technology makes possible for individuals all over the world, why is it necessary for a national authority to interfere with such things? Additionally, as a result of the development of the XRP litigation, Ripple is able to boost the use of cryptocurrencies in the United Arab Emirates through a significant cooperation situation. 20 days after the Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC) made the notification of the punishment, the XRP community expressed their happiness due to the fact that the actual penalty amount was substantially lower than the $2 billion penalty that the SEC would ask for. The price of XRP has surpassed 60 cents as a result of a tremendous 20% spike in exchange rate. Recent discussions among market analysts have focused on the prospect of an exchange-traded fund ETF representing XRP as an investment vehicle. Commissioning is the process that you go through in order to negotiate a settlement with the Securities and Exchange Commission. It has been agreed that Ripple Labs would pay a fine of $125 million for selling its XRP token without first registering it through the appropriate channels. This agreement brings an end to a legal conflict in which the Securities and Exchange Commission had previously called for penalties that amounted to more than $2 billion, respectively. Due to the fact that the allegations of fraud were thrown out as a consequence of the settlement, Ripple has been able to demonstrate that it has been successful. This occurred as a result of the punishment being lessened. In the year 2020, the Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC) initiated legal action against Ripple, asserting that the business had unlawfully obtained funds through the sale of XRP without the necessary registration. Additionally, DSCC contended that XR should be categorized as a securities transaction. The request that was filed by the Securities and Exchange Commission was significantly reduced as a result of the ruling that was reached on August 7th by Judge Annalisa Torres, which stated that the activities of Ripple did not constitute fraud. In addition, the court has issued an order that requires Ripple to comply with securities legislation going forward. This order offers the cryptocurrency sector some certainty regarding the regulatory criteria that digital currencies are required to meet. It should be noted that the material that has been supplied is not intended to serve as business advice. With regard to any decisions on investments, there is no responsibility for any investments that are